The president gave the Federal Reserve Chairman Alan Greenspan a medal for doing so much to advance prosperity in the country, and to General Richard Myers for helping protect it. Safe to say that, and there was one of those really priceless moments with the boxer Muhammad Ali. Yes, Mr. President, don't even think about it. No kidding. And that is World News Tonight. 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 World News Tonight.
As he came over the final hill and saw Rome, he fell into an astounding trance.
Like an addiction, but more like a sickness. You cannot control yourself when you start, if you really understand what you're doing. The minute you get that first tag, you feel like I could have done that better, and you gotta keep moving.
In every city and in every ghetto around the world, there are prophets being born. Sons and daughters of the streets who use the environment around them as inspiration.
And that anything less is a dithering while Rome burns. Because if the artists who are self-selected for being able to journey into the other, if the artist cannot find the way, then the way cannot be found. Well, first of all, let's just assume that I've responded to this with the usual rap. Those who are scripturalists and those who are experientialists, the speaking in tongues, the holy rollers, that sort of thing.
The code gave out the nation's highest civilian award, the Medal of Freedom. The nation's highest civilian award. Safe to say that most of the 14 people honored today have probably never been in the same room together. Safe to say that next time you use the internet, you can thank these two men. The internet, Mitten Cerf and Robert Hahn. They wrote the code that allows information to be transmitted online. The nation's highest civilian award. Safe to say that most of the 14 people honored today. That's the Queen of Soul. Safe honor for bringing joy to millions. Allows information to be transmitted. They wrote the code.
I don't mean the 5-cent cigar or Medicare.
Yeah, she's in the paranormal position. She sprouted out along the carpet floor. From Vinny Vinny Beachy to Chowachai Bell, all the way to Santa Cruz to Brass Unicorn. How many hippie kids must I bless? How many Tower Hood rats must guess? Left at the weed spot. Yeah, Fresno's fucking hot. I put the song Jeremy Miller, I'm a rhyme spiller. At 16, got his drink. Check it out, smoking dank. I'ma get freaky fresh like a funky precious Fresno beat. Fill me to the brim or until I say we. No, let me vol.1 in the breeze. White trash menudo, word to bird. And also peace to any flowers I happen to hurt. And when I was 5 years old, I lived near Fresno High in a 3-story house on Princeton. This acoustic hootenanny jamboree be the beats I like to see, oh, and bring. You can't hear if you're talking. It used to be safe in the tower walking. I'm going to school at College Pharmacy. Right down the street, drug fair used to compete. And if this lion's me, the eyes are on the prize I see. I stole the laundromat coin machine. You can stare through the window at where Wild Blue used to be. I see the nickel lying there. I said it's lying on the cold and bare ground, snapping at the hand that feeds the mouth. Two lovers in the midnight air, from Van Ness and all the people stare. And with your Kodachrome film, you can capture the sound. So won't you take the time evening's faint sound. But won't you lie on the grass and hold your head to the ground? I hear horses and Jane wanting to cry.
So to say that days in love, when you know it's all a game of pain and you hook just because. In the world of shallow hustlers and materialistic fraud, it's hard to find in the couple a true glimpse of God. 'Cause real moments can happen and they can slip through the cracks. So hold on to the sense you get, don't slip back. White light on my heart, brighten up the darkest room. Gaia, the earth mother, I love you.
Therefore, the television screen is part of the physical structure of the brain. Therefore, whatever appears on the television screen emerges as raw experience for those who watch it. Therefore,
I mean, ordinary space and time is going to disappear.
Terence McKenna is an author and explorer who lives on the big island of Hawaii, where he awaits what he believes will be the end of the world as we know it. For McKenna, and hundreds of people who have come to embrace his apocalyptic warning, the doomsday clock will run out on a very specific date.
I predict the most novel event in the history of the world in 2012. And for a conservative mind, that might look like doomsday, but it isn't doomsday. It's simply that we are moving deeper and deeper into uncharted territory, novel territory, and that's frightening to some people and exhilarating to others.
While McKenna's message is much like that of Malachi and Nostradamus, his medium is decidedly 21st century. McKenna's crystal ball is a personal computer running software of his own design called Time Wave Zero.
I believe that we have in fact discovered the structure of time itself.
McKenna developed Time Wave Zero in 1970 after studying the ancient Chinese fortune-telling system known as the I Ching.
And out of that came a mathematical algorithm that obviously wanted to be a calendar. And when I looked at it as a calendar, I saw that it described the ebb and flow of change in history.
When McKenna placed the I Ching's pattern of peaks and valleys over the timeline of history, he made a startling discovery. When the I Ching system dipped, so did the fortunes of the planet.
Here, 1356, the Black Death, a third of the population of Europe, dies. And here, the culmination of the Italian Renaissance in 1492 with the discovery of the New World. Over here, the American and the French Revolutions. Here's World War II, and here's us.
Because his computer system provides a remarkably accurate picture of the past, McKenna is confident it will prove to be an accurate picture of the future as well.
So the predictions of the past give us confidence that what it's saying about the future will also turn out to be true.
On December 21st, 2012, the time wave dips off the chart and into infinity. McKenna does not know what will occur on that date, only that it will be the most significant point in human history.
One of my guesses is that what we will discover in 2012 that will make this true is time travel. If technologies that could move through time were developed around that time, it would explain why the wave could no longer give a linear description of the unfolding of events, because the unfolding of events would go non-linear at that point.
Nearly 500 years ago,
I believe that the growth in my head, this one, right here, I think that it is not really a tumor, not an uncontrolled, undirected little bubbling pot of flesh, but that it is in fact a new organ, a new part of the brain. I think that massive doses of radio drone signal will ultimately create a new outbreak